Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never is something nobody's ever stopped.
But I don't know if you're ready for Death Kwando.
Yo, business in the front, party in the back. What is that? Death Kwando is stepping on this track. Death punch, karate chops, hit you with some body shots. Could I block? Never.
So, back to technical difficulties. This time with my iPad, I was not able to get my iPad to connect to my desktop. I'm not sure why. Just wanted to give me a hard time today. That's all right. I'm on now. Thanks for waiting and holding. Appreciate it. iPad, man. So what I'm doing now, the way I have it set up is that I have my iPad connected to via Wi-Fi to my desktop, and I'm trying to refrain from having to use both my PC and my Mac. So my Mac, I do mostly all my business work, like my drawings, anything that I have to do touch up on, anything artistic to clean up for clients and such. I use my Mac Mini. It's great. It's awesome. As a matter of fact, I use my Mac Mini for almost everything else. But for this, it's way better on the PC for the broadcasting when I'm using OBS. OBS just performs better on the PC. So what I did was, in order for me to use my iPad, I'm using the web version, the web-based software that allows me to project my iPad through the browser to OBS. Well, Streamlab OBS. Yep, it's a whole process. So it gave me a whole lot of trouble just now. I was able to fix it, but it took some time. So thank you again for being patient. I know, but you got other things to do. So today I am going to finish this piece up, and then I'm also going to start up another piece. So this is client work. A client of mine was very generous to allow me to use my work for him to broadcast. So I have material, you know what I'm saying? And plus it allows me to finish the work for him. So I'm going to be finishing some of the coloring on this. I mean, a lot of it is touch up now, with the only difference between doing this where you have this plugged in directly to your PC is that the colors are a little bit more, they're a little bit dull when you're doing it web-based. Not by much, but it is there. Is you can see the colors are not showing as good as they should. So I apologize for it being a little drowned out. I don't know, that's what I see on this side. I might be wrong. On my preview, this is what I see, but if you see it itself in person, you'll see it's a lot cleaner. So, yep. Today is a gloomy day outside. It's really nasty, but I still rather this type of weather than the crap winter that we had over here. So I got 3 people on. What's up, people? I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. How's everybody's day? Don't be shy. Send me some messages. Say what up. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna finish this last and start something new, so you guys can see how I work when I first start. Let me make sure the sound is good. I just lost somebody, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Yep, sound working. Perfect. So I'm going to show you guys my process on how I come up with some characters and what have you. It's long, you know, and at some point it looks messy. I only like to give that disclaimer because some people they think that artists have everything down packed. It's weird. I just seen a few of my favorite artists do some work on Instagram, and man, I tell you, if I didn't know no better, I'd be like, these guys they're masters at coming up with ideas on the fly. Sometimes it could take me a whole day. Sometimes it could take me 15 minutes. It depends, you know. Just depends on how things is going. So what I normally do is I try to get references as well. My reference sometimes are just that reference. It's nothing that's gonna, it might not even look like my reference image. So here, I'm gonna put our, right, lion. Nope, it's a panther. It's a panther. You guys should see some of the images that I gave the client ahead of time. Trash, like, but it's supposed to be trash because it's just ideas that we're coming up with, and I know panthers are not. Oh, there you go. See, not all panthers are black panthers. All right, perfect. This is okay. I could deal with this one. Now, Procreate has an option where you can use your reference. So I can come over here and hit reference, right? And it'll pull up a reference drawing. I don't like it, to be honest with you, because it's not I don't like it. It's just they got some kinks to work out. It's just really, it's difficult. Like when you turn the screen or when you turn to adjust your screen and what have you, it just does weird wonky things. I haven't used it in a while, so they might have fixed it with an update. I don't even know if there was an update. I have not paid attention to that, but yeah, it's a little crazy. I don't mess with it like that. So how I usually start, shapes like everybody else. Actually, I think I had this on comic. Perfect. So what I do is I just come up with some shapes of how I think I'm gonna have the character look, and what I'm doing is, because it's a series of characters, they all have a look, a style, you know, and a lot of people talk about their style, and I'm one that's very I'm very focused on my style, you know, like I focus on how my things look and what have you. And so I got this style. So it's a cross between detail and cartoon. That's just the style I'm going for this series, right? So then we go back to my one of my little monkeys. I did the same thing. Gave him a little bit of style, a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying? And put a little detail in there, here and there. And that's what I'm going for. So because of that, when I start the shape and the look of it, I gotta try to make sure I go back and forth from the other two images that I have, so I don't stray away too far from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to keep it to be a certain kind of style, and I want to make sure that I don't mess that up. So now another thing that I'm very cognizant about is I try not to make my characters look like characters that you've already seen, cartoons that you guys have already seen, because first of all, a lot of people call you out on shit like that. And then the other reason is because, you know, I just want it to be mine, unique. So that's where I start off with the style. On the nose, for me, a lot of people, they have other things that make them make their images theirs. For me, is the nose. I like to have an idea of where I'm going to go with the nose. This is a panther, which is a usually aggressive animal. I made the bear a little bashful. That's how they wanted it. I kind of have leeway, I guess, with the other animals. So I'm gonna make, because he's an aggressive animal, a panther, I'm gonna make him carefree. Like he don't care. So he's not sad, or he's not angry, or he's not aggressive looking. He's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's confident. That's the word I was looking for. He's confident enough to smile if he got to smile. He's confident enough to be whatever. So that's what's going through my mind when I'm coming up with these characters. I am drinking a shake, a peanut butter banana shake. Trying to get this fat off me, son. You heard? Trying to put no sugar. It's crazy though. But Again, do not be bashful, do not be shy. If you want to say what's up, say what's up. If not, I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, so for the most part, I want to make this this Panther very, very confident, or he don't care, like he don't have no care. Because he's like, who's gonna really mess with me? You know what I'm saying? So I box a lot of things in. I give it limitations, how far I want to go with the mouth. Even if I have an open mouth on the character, how far I'm gonna go with that too, because you can quickly turn a cartoon into not a cartoon. It becomes something else because there's so much detail in it. You know what I'm saying? So I try a few things out. Sometimes it work out for me, sometimes it don't. See, like right now, I get very nervous, or not nervous, but I get very, very leery of going too far into detail on the eyes and placement of the eyes. I wanna consciously make it cartoony. But then at the same time, you want it to be known that this is not just a regular cat type of thing. So if the top side here is long, my goal is to make the bottom shorter a little bit. And so the eyes are a little spread apart too. So yeah, this is not gonna look pretty. In the beginning, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta tell my homeboy, because he asked me when I go on to let him know. So like I said, the beginning phases of my sketches, they're always gonna be a little funny looking and what have you. That's all right. Actually, you know what? While I do this, I'll play the video of my process with the two characters that I started. So it's crazy how this thing be moving so fast, and you think to yourself, damn man, I forget it took me like 2 hours just to do a sketch. But it's fun though. We got some time, so I was just talking yesterday's live was ridiculous. I definitely wasn't ready to come back. Like I said, my absence was due to the fact that my wife had an operation, so I had to kind of play the front role. And it's cool. It's your job. You know what I'm saying? When you're married, the wife take care of the husband take care of the wife. That's good communication and all that stuff. But I just felt like I wasn't getting enough rest and I wasn't ready to come back. So I took a little bit of a hiatus, but I knew I was coming back. So what I said was, from here on in, if I have any changes of schedule, I'm gonna post it on my Twitter, which, if you know me, I don't mess with Twitter like that, but I'm gonna use it for letting people know if I'm gonna not be around or something going on or whatever, Communication, something that I'm working on. So I will have my Twitter handle on here. I'm trying to get everything as professional as I can. So if you guys saw the opening, I put my Humble King animation on, and then after the Humble King animation, I put the Start Soon page, which Start Soon page stayed on longer than I expected it to, because this stupid iPad was taking. It's not the iPad, to be honest with you. Is my desktop. That's why I hate PCs. I don't mess with PCs just for that reason, because they always got some kind of issue, always got some kind of weirdo update, all that. So I'm gonna do a quick time lapse of this one. This is the actual drawing that I had already done, so I retraced it. I got lucky with that part, so excuse me, able to retrace it, and then carried on after that. One of the hardest things for me is once I get the face done, I almost doom myself, but that's how I learned how to draw. That's, I taught myself how to draw, and this is my process. I like to do the face, and sometimes I get carried away with doing so much detail on the face that I lose a lot of things with the body. I gotta make sure the body fits. I gotta, the same amount of detail that I put on the face, I gotta learn to put that same amount of detail on the body. And that's hard, because for me, I have a lot of fun doing faces. Faces are really, really fun to me. That's what I learned. Actually, that's a little bit of a fib. I learned how to draw through copying when I was a kid. But this is like from when I was from what I can remember, like when I was like 6 or 7, up until I was about 12. I used to copy everything, and then one day I felt bad about it. I felt really bad about it, that I was copying other people's stuff, and it's like I was getting credit for it. So I decided somewhere like around 12 or 13 that I was gonna just do my own stuff, and it helped and it hurt me at the same time, because I didn't have anybody to tell me that copying is okay. Like, as a kid, how else are you gonna learn? Especially if you don't have art school, you're not going to any art school for it, you know what I'm saying? How else are you gonna learn? You're not gonna learn just like that. So what happened was I started doing my own thing. Oh look, I just lost the damn picture. I started doing my own thing, and it went from having a difficult time learning how to draw my own way to learning how to draw my own way, my own style, and being stubborn about it. Yo, I tell you, when I first had my first art teacher, Miss Wing, she had a hard time with me. She had a hell of a time with me. I was one of those type of kids that you couldn't tell me nothing. You know why? The process, this I can remember from since far back. The process was hard, learning how to draw your own style and learning how to draw everything on your own after coming from copying so much. I mean, I used to copy X-Men, I used to copy all types of comic book characters. And from that point to the point that I got to, it was like night and day, because I went back to square one. I started learning how to do everything on my own, and it was not easy. But once I got there, for you to tell me that what I was doing was not exactly right, I had the fuck you attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't tell me that what I'm doing is not right. Like, I took all this time just to get to where I'm at right now. And the confidence was on like a million, because I got there by myself. I was able to do it on my own, which, you can't take that from any kid. I've seen some kids on Facebook who their work was trash by their own right, by their own admission, it's trash. And I watched them go from trash to greatness. Like, some of these kids are like phenomenal because they did the same thing I did. I just pushed through all my trash shit. You know what I'm saying? I pushed through all of it. Like, it was trash, and I realized that, you got to go through all that nonsense just to get to where you want to go to. And then my teacher, Miss Wing, was like, nah, like, this is not good and this is not right. And I'm like, oh, who you telling? Like, lady, your stuff is trash anyway. You copying off of paintings from the 1800s and stuff like that. But later on, number one, I respected the hell out of this teacher, because I never became a fan of her style. I never liked it, but I liked her work ethics. Her work ethics was bananas. And then on top of it, how do you explain something like that? Like, on top of it, I thought her stuff was trash, but she kept pushing. Like, it was like she wanted my acceptance, that like she wanted me to like her stuff, and I didn't. I just thought it was trash. I didn't like it. But her work ethic was bananas. Like, you would see her after school, she'd be in the art in her art studio, just destroying and killing stuff. I went to private school, so like from kindergarten to 8th grade, I was in the same school. And in that school, we had an art class, and she had a lot of art programs. I just refused to join them because I kind of didn't respect her. Again, this is me as a kid, you know. I think maybe even as an adult, I am the same way. I sometimes can be so judgmental, and it hinders me from learning because I'm so judgmental. So here's what I do, just so I'm gonna segue and tell you what I do here. I start something. If I find something that I like in what I started, I am then going to try to go over it again and work on the things that I do like, and the things that I don't like, I leave the outline layer there, and I just try to think what I'm gonna do next, you know? So this is phase 2 of a infinite phase of trying to get something done. So yeah, so sometimes I would be in school for detention. Like, I would have detention guaranteed at least 3 times a month. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just a jokester. I played around a lot in class, and I wasn't even the class clown in class. Not on purpose, at least. I was just a kid that I could rag on anybody, but I just refused for anybody to rag on me. I had a lot of things for them to rag on me about. I hated that part, so I could dish it, but I couldn't take it. So yeah, I had detention once, and I said I had to use the bathroom. And part of saying you have to use the bathroom means that you just want to go around and check out the school especially school after hours. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same school as it was when it's full of kids. So I went to explore, and the first thing I did was I went to the 3rd floor, I think it was. 2nd or 3rd floor is where the art class was, and Miss Wing was in there, and I looked to the side, and I saw her like she was moving with a purpose. She had her paint. She was cleaning her paint. She went back to the image, and you know, we didn't have no computers and stuff like that back then, like that. So she had a picture that was there, and she was using that as reference. But again, me as a kid that's thinking, you know, that's pretty judgmental. I'm like, see, I knew she was, you know, I knew it. I knew she was cheating. But really, what she was doing was using reference. Number 1. Number 2. The image that she was using as reference was for a character that was I remember this. There was a character that was inside of one of her paintings. It didn't even end up looking like anything like it, but it was dope. So at the time, I didn't know what it was, and I think I spoke to her maybe a month or 2 later, and she was like, you know, yeah, I want you to come and after school, I have this program and whatever. And I was like, again, hogwash. So I had detention, of course, again, and I went back, and she was actually still working on the same piece, and I guess she was doing it on her free time after school, and it looked good. I still didn't like her style, but it looked good. It looked worked on, you know, like she was showing progress, and that was the ethic I was talking about, that she pushed on. And for her, it was good enough for how she wanted it to look. And from that point, I started respecting her as far as her work ethics. Like, I always knew you would find Miss Wing doing some kind of work. And that was awesome to me. That was super dope. And so because of that, I started respecting her a lot more, and her advice and everything. But it was like a love-hate relationship, because she always told me about, like, you know, I guess back then it was aesthetics she was trying to tell me about, and also I don't know how you explain it. Like, she wanted things to fit, like they had to fit. Like, you couldn't just draw this thing and not have a reason why it's there, which it still applies now. The rule applies now, but here's what the rule is. The rule is to learn the rules and then learn how to break it, you know. But a lot of people don't know that, because their teachers, I don't know how to explain that, man, because then I'm going to go to another rabbit hole that's going to seem like I'm insulting teachers, and I really am not. But what happens is that they don't tell in art school, they don't tell you that you are allowed to go your own way. You would think that would be the first thing that they teach you, because that's part of being an artist. Part of being an artist is developing your style. But no, what they tend to teach you sometimes is more about like what's the norm, like composition and this and that and that and this. All right, well, okay, I get what you're saying, but you're not teaching the same type of person every time. You know, like I know when I was semi-mentoring somebody, his style, his way of drawing was nowhere near my style. By the way, was way better than me. He just needed the confidence, but he was way better than I was. And the thing is that people don't realize that I guess to teach someone about composition is good, but then to teach that someone that what they're doing, how they're doing it is wrong, that's wrong. To me, that's bad. And the reason why that's bad is because watch that person draw. Watch what they're doing first before you say, no, that's wrong. What the fuck you mean? No, that's wrong. How do you know it's wrong? I ain't even finished. And then I'm going to go ahead and critique your other stuff too. I think that the way to teach, like for me, I'm dyslexic. I have dyslexia. I don't learn the same way everybody else learns. I don't learn the same way other dyslexic kids learn. So there's a art to being a teacher. There's an art to teaching. That's why I'm not a teacher, because I know I can talk it, but and that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes I can be judgmental because I could be wrong. I mean, it could be a hell of a job for everyone to be a teacher, and I just gave up too soon. That could be what it is, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. You know, if you guys know what I'm talking about, somebody chime in and let me know if I'm right or wrong. But I just think that teachers, one of the easiest thing for you to do as a teacher is to just throw your knowledge onto a student. One of the hardest thing to do is to listen to the student, to watch their routine. I was just telling my daughter, and I was telling this to my niece the other day about my confirmation teacher. I don't remember his name, man. I think his name was Mr. Bailey. I just don't remember his name. This dude had 20 siblings. He made the 21st. 20 siblings, right? I am all over the place, sorry. This is how I am normally when I'm drawing, except you guys are here to be my audience. But yeah, so this dude was one of the best teachers I've ever had, and he only taught, literally his job was like, he was like some kind of computer engineer or something like that. I might be making that up too. I don't remember that much what his job was, but I do remember his job had nothing to do with being a teacher. But he taught Sunday on Sundays, or Saturday, it was Saturday or Sunday, for confirmation. If you're not a Catholic, confirmation is your basically confirming who you are in the church. That's like the shortest version of what that is. So he was my confirmation teacher. I believe it was Saturdays that we used to, and he would listen to us, man. Like he's teaching us basically what's required for us for when our confirmation comes. But he was so dope. He gave us homework, and I almost never did my homework, dead ass. But when it came to my Sunday confirmation homework, I did that shit all the time. And the reason why I did is because it was interesting to me how this guy was able to listen to our views and listen to us in class and then base our homework on that. That's a dude. And then he said it. He's like, I don't know whether he said he had dyslexia or not, but I know he said that because he had so many siblings, you know, learning, and their mom, he's like, he had a great mom, great parents. Like, you know, both his mom and his dad were super dope. And he said that he had learning issues, and his mom would listen to him, you know, how his mother listened to everything that he said. And then she interjected and she said what she said to him, whatever she was teaching him. And I think that's important. And it could be that's what molded my way of thinking now, is because of my confirmation teacher. But I thought that was important. I thought it was important that we, when you're teaching someone, you have to listen, you have to learn that person's way in order for you to be able to teach them, right? You got to learn who you're teaching. You can't just say, all right, no, what you're doing is wrong. Like, did you find out why the person does this the way they do it? And then when you find out the why, maybe then you can say to them, okay, listen, like I was saying, you can learn the right way to do it, and then you can learn how to break that rule. Because really, that's what it is. You are learning how to do it, and then when you finally figure out what the average consensus is on how to do such things, like composition, for instance, there's a few artists that I follow on Instagram who their composition is wild. One of them is a guy named Chrome or Crom. You know what? He does say his name sometime, and I don't pay attention. I think it's Crom. And this dude, he has a class that he teaches, and I paid for it. It's $110, but it's about composition. It's about learning how to make comic book characters or posters and things like that. And when I tell you that this guy goes into detail, but what's even crazier is that he goes into detail on stuff that I've always questioned and I've always wondered about. This dude is similar to how I think, like all the stuff that I'm doing, some of the stuff that I'm doing now, I wasn't always doing it. Like the sketching on top of another sketch, on top of another sketch, on top of another sketch. That's not my idea. That's definitely ideas that I've learned through time from other artists, him being one of them. And literally, I just bought that program, his course. I just bought it maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And when I tell you that his course is very, how do you say that? He's not touching on any new subjects, but he's just talking about it in a better way, a way for someone like me to understand. You know what I'm saying? He's touching on those subjects in a way for someone like me to understand. And so I respect that. And he gives you opportunities to talk to him through his, it's not the Discord, it's the course. The actual course, you can send him messages and he'll reply and all that stuff. And he listens a lot. Like when you're talking about everything, and this guy is definitely younger than me. And he listens to what you're griping about and what you're saying you have issues with, and in the way he's teaching or whatever it is. And then he'll even make adjustments in the conversation, like not in the video because the video's already made, but he'll make adjustments in how he's teaching that even while he's in the course. So for me, the course is already live. He's done all the work. He doesn't have to come back and answer you and talk to you and this, that, and third, but he does because he knows, what I'm talking about, the way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm speaking about these things. He's probably one of the same people who's suffered from that. When you have a teacher who insists that what they're doing is right. And there's a lot of times where teachers are wrong. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. There you go. So now this image, the first image, I'm not going to delete it, but I'm going to alpha lock it. I'm not going to do anything else with that image. I'm actually going to keep it unchecked. But why I go back to it is because originally my idea was there, but then I switched it up while I was within the original idea. And now I have the second idea, which is this one right here. So now I'm going to move on. I'm going to add another one, another layer, and I am not necessarily going to work on that layer just yet. I'm going to still work on this second layer and see if I can add more things, and then I'm going to take it out. But now that I got the fundamentals, the most important part of a panther out, now I'm going to start doing my own thing. But I have this image here that I can always I can hit the two finger tap on the iPad, and it erases it. You do the 3-finger tap, and then it brings it back. And so now I'm gonna mess with this on this side. Once I get to a comfortable space, now I'm gonna turn around, and that new layer that I added in, which by the way, I don't know why I did it, but it did. It just added, it did all that work on the layer. I'm being sarcastic. I probably did that. One of the hardest things with Procreate is to, not even just Procreate, any of these digital image software, is sometimes you might accidentally click on another layer. I'm more than okay with it. I was gonna do all the work on the second layer. It didn't work out that way, so I'm gonna just merge them. You merge it by doing a pinch. So I just merged the 2 layers, and I won't even worry about adding another layer until I'm ready. I just like to do things ahead of time, no rhyme or reason. I just do it. That's another thing too. It goes with what I was saying. As a teacher, some teachers make students feel like, so this part is me kind of shitting on teachers, but I'm gonna fix it a little bit. As a teacher, some teachers they tend to tell you this is absolute. You know, like everything is this is it. You keep, and this is how I do it, and I do this like this every time. Really, it's not true. It's not true. You might have, this might be somewhat of what you do, but I don't know. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say because I'm not as articulate all the time when I'm speaking. But what I mean is just like, sometimes there is another way to do things. It's not always the way you as a teacher say it is to do it. You can lead a child or a student to how to get there, how you get there, but also give them room to get there in their own manner as well, you know? Because I feel like that's what will help drive people back to school. Now, do I think school is important? Yes, I do. I think a lot of people ask, you know, did you go to art school? I went, I tried, I just had that experience that I'm talking about right now with certain teachers, and I didn't like it. I didn't like a teacher that was not open to us talking about how I get to the points that I get to. I understand that you have to, you have a whole class to teach, which again, that might be something that's wrong with me, you know, that I don't put myself in their shoes. Like, they have a whole class to teach, you know, but I just feel like you should be able to you should be able to hear out a student to the point where that student can express how they got to where they got to, why they came up to that, because we're creatures of habit. We're going to continuously do the same thing just because it's by nature. You know, by nature, you're going to comb your hair the same way. If somebody tells you, no, this is not the right way to comb your hair, you should comb your hair this way, it doesn't matter. You're going to keep doing it that way because that's how you're used to doing it. So for me, I'm used to drawing a certain kind of way. You're telling me that how I'm doing it is wrong, is not the best way. Composition is a big problem. It's a major issue when it comes to artists because a lot of artists don't know how to do it. I admit I still struggle with composition, you know, but I find my way. I'll look at other people's drawings. I'll look at other people's classes, you know, when they teach these things, and I'll figure it out from there, you know, and it could be a long period of time before I get it, but I'm set. My mind is set to figure it out, and it's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do just because I can't figure it out. I'm going to find a way to get around it, even if it's, you know, even if I'm just rigging it for the moment, you know, and that's, to me, that's the thing. Like, if somebody comes to me and say, hey, this is how I draw, oh shit, I'm not even lying. This is literally what happened to me. I had a friend of mine who always drew the body first. To me, that's crazy, unheard of. And at the time when I found this out, I was young. So I used to laugh at him. I used to make fun of him and stuff like that. Later on, come to find out, he ain't the only one. A lot of other artists draw their body first. I'm like, yo, you bugging. How do you draw the body first? That's weird, you know? But just because I learned how to draw the head first doesn't mean that that's the right way. One of my favorite artists, Will Porcio, great comic book artist. This dude draws the body first, and you can tell when somebody draws the body first. It just has this look. It's just a specific look that he has, and he drew the body first a lot. And well, I'm saying a lot. That's how he that was his drawing style, and I just found it to be so weird, right? But there's successful people who draw the body first. End of story. There's no rhyme or reason. You can do things however the way you want to do them, just as long as you get it done, just as long as it comes up to the way that you like it. It's perfect. You like it, I love it. You know, I'm just talking. Like I said, a lot of my issues with art school is it's like a machine. You know, it's like a machine, and I don't work well with machines. You know, I don't work well with being part of a machine. You know, I have my individual way of thinking, and I have my individual way of doing things. And so it's kind of tough for me, not to say that I'm not in the right. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that sometimes you kind of have to get to my level. My level meaning like you have to dumb things down for me, you know, because I'm not used to doing things in the way that you're portraying it to be done. You know, it doesn't mean I'm a bad artist. It doesn't mean that I'm a good artist. It just means that I am not as good, or I don't do things the way you do it. You know, it's tough. But teaching art has to be hard, you know, because a lot of people have their own ways. They're set in their own ways, you know, and I'm one of them. I'm 100% set in my own ways. Like if I decide that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, and you're not going to stop me. Is that good? It's not, because some would say that that's a person who's not teachable. Yeah, see, I did it again. I just think it creates. I didn't even create a new layer. Oh, it's when I cut it. I see. I'm still learning Procreate. I think it's tough for someone to admit to the person that they're teaching that they don't have all the answers. But I think it makes you very human that you can do that. You know, I'm a big fan of that. Like, I'm a big fan of doing humanistic things with people who think that you're more than just, you know, that you're more than what they know you to be. Like, you could just sit there and take the credit for it, or you can let them know, nah, man, I wasn't always this good. I didn't always draw like this. I didn't always have this skill. I had to practice, and when I practiced, this is how I did it. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm a big fan of that. This dude got a big ass head. I don't know what I can do to make the head smaller, but I still like it. Just got a big ass head. I'm a work in progress, because I know when I'm being judgmental. So here, look. So what I do is, now that I have this here, the head, I am not satisfied with it or completely satisfied with it. I know that the ears needs to be bigger to take up more of this space right here, but I don't feel comfortable with doing the ears like that. So, not that I don't feel comfortable with it, but I know I'm gonna spend a lot of time on the ear part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this image. Sometimes sometimes you gotta do that. I take this image, put it to the side for a second, go back to the image that I'm supposed to finish coloring, and let it, you know, I'm gonna marinate, let the idea marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let it marinate. And I'm gonna start working on this one. So see how many layers I have for this? I don't need all these layers at all. Eventually I'm going to merge the layers, but I don't feel confident on getting rid of layers or merging layers if I think I'm gonna make adjustments to it. So I just leave the layers, I keep them. I don't need them, but you know, I just keep it. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm doing cartoons, I like to add details to certain things, like the clothes. I kept everything pretty simple with the hat, kept everything pretty simple with the shirt, and I kept things pretty simple with the pants. I also did my black outline that I thought was gonna be my permanent black outline, but I changed my mind after letting it sit. Like I said, overnight, you let the idea sit a little bit. So what I'm doing here is, and so look, I didn't even commit to the blacks on this one. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna keep it the way it is for now, because I know that once I merge everything, I don't have a problem with redoing the colors again. I don't have a problem. I just want to get it to a point where I'm okay with it. Like, I know the shoes don't kind of match. I knew that before going in, and gotta remember which layer I did that on. Okay, this is one. Oh, that's the fish. So when I don't label what I'm doing, this is the issues that I come up with. I have to find where I did what. So see, this was the actual final pencil work that I was okay with, but is this on the original one? Yep, this is what not to do, boys and girls. Do not label your image, because it becomes a mother to try to find out which label, which layer has what on it. I was always told by one of my good friends to stop not labeling your stuff, but hard head makes the soft behind. I guess I'm okay with having a soft behind. I don't know if that came out right, but here we go. The one thing I was trying to avoid doing, but I'm going through every layer. And it's like I can't find a layer that was on. I found a layer where one of them is on. Just don't want to erase the wrong thing. All right, good. So I found one of the pieces that I want to erase. I just like to clean it up a little bit so that I can get the pencil work, but that's okay. So what I'm literally going to do is merge everything right now. I'm going to try to keep the color part out though. I could separate the color from everything. So see, the two colors that I have are down here. Let me just put this up here. The two color parts I have are down here. I put them on the bottom layers. The rest of them are pretty much inks and little undertone colors that I can probably do without anyway. So I'm going to merge. Shit. What the hell? Okay. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Now, because it'd be embarrassing if this thing didn't work. All right, so here is pretty much just the colors, what you see here, which is what I wanted it to be like. And now I can see, it's the only thing. I did a dark black on one of these pieces that I don't like. Hold on. Let me see. Is it on the face? Nope, not on the face. This is the worst case scenario, that it's on the color. And I think it is. Hold on, let me take this off here. Take this out there. Oh, no, it's not. Perfect. Live, you guys get to see that one of my mistakes that I normally do, I didn't actually do it, but I was very worried that I did do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the opacity down on what seems to be my pencil work, just enough so I can see the pencil work. And then I'm gonna hit the plus sign and I'm gonna create a new set of pencil work. I'm going to label it, because I have to learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna call it black PT1, because it might not work out for me. When I ink, I like to ink with the ink bleed soft. And the reason why is because I think I mentioned this a long time ago. One of my favorite artists on Instagram, his name is Beast Rec. His style is mad dope. It's a style that I've done before, but I thought it was too tedious, so I stopped doing it, of inking. And what he does is he goes real thin, and then he does another layer of it and makes that one as thick. So the thickness comes from the second layer. So I'll show you. Well, first of all, I'm not trying to do this in blue. So the first layer, boom, there you go, right? And then once I get the first layer on there, I then decide that I want it a little thicker. So I bring the second layer down right here. Well, if it didn't snap. And then now I'm coming in and out. Like I want it to be a certain kind of thickness, but not too thick. So I'm tapering it, is what the word is. And so now I'm gonna go in here, fill that part a little bit, bring it back, and it gives you a nice little taper. You know what I'm saying? And you're paying attention to every stroke that you do now. It's not like just throwing a pencil work on there. Now, once I'm done doing that, I go back to the color. And let's say my pencil line is a lot thinner than the color that I had before. What I do after that is I go back to the color and I stretch the color just a little bit so it could fill in, you know, and anything else that I'd done before that, I can just go back and touch it up if I need to. So going to gotta zoom in a lot. Sometimes zooming in means you get to see the pixels, which kind of sucks. And that's why some things that I do logo wise, I do vectors, because vectors, there's no pixels, clean image. I'm gonna do a lot of implied lines. This one I don't really need to do what I just did with the other one. I keep all my thicker lines on top, all my semi-thin lines on the bottom. So meaning like I won't which a lot of artists that I actually am a fan of, they do it. I'm not a fan of it. So what I mean by that is, if I'm gonna do a thick line, it's gonna be up here by the eyes, and the thickness normally starts on the top, and then it works its way down a little bit and around. This I don't do a lot of things with a conscious, idea, but this thing I do because I like it. I've seen it before, and I'm a big fan of that style. So down here in this area where I'm marking, I'm not putting thick lines there. I'm keeping it thin. I'm not gonna put thick lines there because I feel like it takes away from the overall image. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to anywhere from like this point up, I'm gonna have thick lines. And I'm gonna gear those lines towards you. So this time tomorrow, when I come on, this image here will be done. So I'm going to be working on this tonight. But the face of the panther, I'm also going to work on tonight. So I have a little bit of something to do tonight. But I like to be busy with ideas, especially when it comes for client work, because client work keeps you from having artist block because they have an idea of what they want. I may not always agree with the ideas that clients want. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I don't agree. Especially if a client tell me that they want me to do a logo, but like they'll say, "Hey, can you do this logo for me?" All right, sure, no problem. What's your logo? I want you to do a Miami Dolphin. Well, this is the first one. I want you to do a Miami Dolphin logo for me, but not the Miami Dolphin logo. I'm like, cool. So you just want me to use the color of the Miami Dolphin? No. Literally, I want it to be the Miami Dolphins logo, but not the Miami Dolphins logo. So then I look at them like, I see what you're saying. You're basically telling me you want me to copy it, but kind of don't copy it. No, that's not. Like, what the fuck do you want, man? Like, what do you want? Tell me. But that's the first part. The second part is like the client will want. I understand too that it's in your head, you're not artistic, but I always tell them draw it on a piece of paper, and then from that idea we have something to go on. But the clients usually don't know what they want. That's number one. And number two, what they want is the Miami Dolphins logo, but a different variation of it. They don't know how to say that because like they wanted to kind of give the feel of a Miami Dolphin logo, but they don't want it to be the Miami Dolphins logo. I get what you're saying, but when I come to the table with an idea, you can't tell me, no, not that. Nope, because you didn't have an idea. I came up with an idea. We're going to work from that idea. Let's work from that idea. That's the hardest part. But again, like I said, it's cool because at least I have something to go on, something to go by. And if the drawing or the image doesn't come out the way that they want, it's basically their idea. So yeah, the idea came up bad because you gave me a bad idea. But I'm only on this saying that. As doing customer service for so long, you kind of know how to talk to people to not make them feel like you're saying duh, like, come on, man. I don't want to be no jerk. Yes, you do. You kind of, because you have to be the jerk to get it out of them. Like, you're not doing it to intentionally be a jerk, but you do, because when you'll spend a good 30 minutes being nice, but being nice is not going to get the job started or done. You then have to say to them, listen, either you want me to do a Miami's logo, like either you telling me, yo, bro, like quiet as kept, I need that. I need it to look like it, but just do your little thing, do your little spin. All right, cool. I understand what you're saying. Versus No, because no, that's not right. That's not. How is it not right? You didn't even know what you wanted. To be honest with you, you didn't even know what you wanted. If you did know what you wanted, you would have told me exactly what it was that you wanted. It's tough. It's tough working with clients who are, and I the reason why it's tough is because to a certain extent, I can relate to them. I understand what you're saying though. Like you're not artistic, so because you're not artistic, you're not. Oh, I don't even know why I'm keeping this. I don't need that. No. You're not artistic, but you kind of have an idea in your head of what you want. But then, like I said before, then there's those who have no idea, no concept. Like you'll literally tell them, "Oh, so you have somewhat of an idea?" No, I have no idea, no concept. I just want you to bring it out. I want you to bring it to fruition. I want you to bring this idea that I have out, because you're the artist. All right, no problem. Here's what I came up with. No, it's not even they're saying no, your style's whack. I don't like your style. Nope, they just say no, it's not that. Like it's kind of like that, but then again, not that. Like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Truthfully, I don't. But I get what you're saying. No problem. Let's go back to the drawing board. And you spend so much time trying to get their idea out, but the truth is they don't know what their idea is. And I think you'd get a lot further if the client says that. If the client says, you know what, honestly, I don't have, a lot of times I say I do, but I might be wrong. I might be lying, but I sometimes do want the client to be involved in some of the process. I don't mind if the client is. What I don't like is, look, okay, cool. Let's start. Act like this image is not here. Cool. Let's start. I bet. All right, here we go. No, I don't like that. What? Or no, sorry, no. That's exaggerating. I'm exaggerating. What is that? Oh, no, I'm just doing I start with the shapes of the head. What is that? No, I'm just adding. What is that? No, what is that? 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 Pow, pow. That's what that is. Leave me alone. It's that's the part. I don't mind. As a matter of fact, sometimes I could say that I do rather the client to be involved. It'll make the steps go a lot faster. But the clients, and the thing is, I can't blame a client, but the client's thing will be like, I want to know what you're doing. What is that? Who's this? What's this? What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? What's that? What's this? What's that? Yo, I'm just starting, bro. Like, let me finish, and then you can ask the questions of what it is. But I guess what they're saying is, like, I don't want you to keep going on if it's not what I'm looking for. But what ends up happening is clients do respect. And I think it's that you have to also kind of look at it from the perspective of, I don't want to waste too much time trying to figure out something that I don't like. I can respect that. They're trying to omit, what time it would take for them to eventually just say, I don't like it anyway. But I've also had clients who, for the sake of me telling them to hold on and wait till I'm done, they tell me they don't like it. And then in the end, so I could talk about this. I had a client, she was really cool in the beginning, really, really cool. She, I'm not gonna say what she wanted, but she had a logo in mind and she had everything. She did all her research, all that stuff. So when it came time to do it, all I had to do was get the drawing concept right, which that I will admit, it was tough for me. Her idea was not normal. Her thing that she wanted wasn't normal. So I had a hard time at it. No problem. I'll take that L on my part. That's the only L I'm gonna take though, because then she went from not like she went from knowing everything that she wanted and how she wanted to be done, to telling me, okay, well, you know what? Maybe it's because all the image I was giving her, it was a no. She was like, no. I went based off of what she told me, but it wasn't the style or the look that she was looking for. I can respect that too. I did have to charge her again because I was spending too much time doing sketches. I did over 10 sketches, and I said, My limit at the time, my limit was 5 sketches. But I like sketching so much, and I liked her. Her attitude was very, willing. So I said to her, don't worry about it. 10 sketches I'm gonna give you. And she had she didn't have a no, like, well, you can keep this, but then no, she had a no for everything. So I said, okay, cool. She knows what she wants, and I'm not giving it to her. But at the same time, I'm spending like too much time on it. So now I'm gonna have to charge you for the extra time that I'm putting in. She was cool with that too. She was like, fine, no problem. I'm as long as we get this, I'm okay with it. So one day she says to me, you know what? It was a weekend. I'll never forget it. It was a weekend. She goes, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna give you full creative reign on this next sketch. I'll take the L on that one if I say no for it, and then I'll have to pay you again. I said, no, I don't work that way. 10 sketches, and then the next time I'll charge you again, it'll be 10 more sketches after that. So you should be good. And I'm thinking to myself very confident. I'm like, we're gonna get this. So the weekend goes. I literally did the whole piece for her Sunday night because the weekend went by. A lot of things, family duties and all stuff. Time just got past me. So I was gonna actually tell her that, listen, I'm not gonna. But I managed. I worked that whole Sunday night, and from like 6 o'clock in the evening to about like 4 in the morning, I did the image for her. I did a few images for her actually. Good sketches, solid sketches, almost finished work. She sees it, and I think this is what happened. This is what I'm thinking in my head happened. It was so far from, this is one of like 3 sketches. So there's one sketch that was like really detailed, was so far from what she was asking for, but at the same time, it encompassed everything she asked for. And she's like, no, I was confident. So I'm selling to her like, yo, there you go. That's the one. Yeah. She was not having it. But I could see it in her face. She was having it. She got a little ego hurt because it was better. And it's what I told her in the beginning. I said, you know what? I applaud you for having ideas, but your ideas are a lot. She did. She had a whole, look, I hate when this thing does that. She had a whole lot of ideas, and she was just throwing them all at me. And I was okay with it. Again, like I said, I respect when a client has at least an idea where they want to go with it. So I said to her, I respect it, but then there's a lot of stuff here. You might want to give me a little bit of art direction. That's why you hired me. And she was like, no. Like she cut me short. No. This is what I want. This is what I want it to be. She goes, you're like the 3rd person that I hired to do this. And she came recommended from a friend of mine. And she goes, you came recommended, and then I, from your friend, and then I also, blah, blah, blah. I came to you because of him, whatever. So now I give her this image. I told her, I said, take your time. Sleep on it even. No, I don't like it. That was it. She liked it. I saw it in her face. She liked it. There was pieces of it that she liked. Maybe there was things in there I could change. I respect that part too. But she liked it. Saw it in her face. So I ended up charging her again. 10 more sketches later, I ended up charging her again. Now the story sounds like I'm doing this in a crazy amount. No, we're doing this literally in like a 2-week span. So finally she goes to me, this is what I want. So she hired one of the guys that she had hired before me to do an idea of what she wanted. She paid this guy like $20 just to do that, and that was an easy $20 for him. She then made the mistake of giving him one of the sketches, the one that I just told you guys about, the one that I thought was super dope. And so the kid was like, yo, this is like, you giving me something that is falling right on my lap. This is easy. He just copies the same thing I did, but he added a few things in there, whatever. And she comes to me, she goes, see, this is like what I want. So at this point, I felt a little insulted. No, I felt a lot insulted. I felt insulted. And remember, I told you, she was always cool. She really was. Even to the end, she went back to being cool, but at that moment, she was a problem for me. So I said to her, look, I could keep making more money off of you. I don't care. I could keep making more money off of you. But literally, that's the image that I did for you before. Mind you, at that time, I did not know she gave him the image. She goes to me, no, it's just she and confident, she goes, you know why? Because I gave him your image as a reference. Because you were kind of going there. I said, no, first of all, you told me I was nowhere near it. Nowhere near. You just told me confidently, no, it was not what you wanted. And then now you hire somebody else to do my image. This is what he did. And then now you tell me you gave him my image. I said, do you know what? You just double paid. You just gave him my money, basically. Because I could keep charging you. I don't mind. I could keep charging you. And now she's like, and I said, no, we have to, at one point, we have to just be real with ourselves. You just paid somebody extra. It took her sister to say to her, no, he's not lying. The images look alike. They look a whole lot alike. And I said to her sister, if they look alike, if they look a lot alike, right? Mine, my image was the first one. There's no math to this. There is no math to this. The kid literally copied my joint. And she was too, I didn't say this to her. I'm just telling you guys when I'm telling you the story. She was too prideful to admit that I was right. As the artist involved, I don't have to be right all the time, but there has to be a point in time where you, as a client, has hired me to be your artistic liaison, for lack of a better word. So if that's the case, then at least take my advice. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Then what made it worse, that's what it was. I was trying, sometimes I lose my train of thought or I lose my focus. That's what I was trying to say. The stuff that she gave me originally had a lot of detail. I told her, I said, as far as the logo goes, you lose things in translation when it comes to doing logos with a lot of details. I said I had to learn it the hard way. I related to her. I said I had to learn it the hard way because one of my first logos I did for myself, I loved it. But I loved it as a drawing. But when when I had it vectorized, because I didn't know how to vector at the time, it looked like shit. It looked like a whole bunch of stuff jumbled up into one thing because I didn't know no better. I thought that's, and I used to always look at other people's logos and say, damn, that's nice, but why is it like so simple? It should be a little bit more detail into it. Now I know why. Because when you're doing a logo and you're trying to get a point across, you want to get it across in as little amount of lines as possible. Because the work that the thing that you're selling or the thing that you're promoting with that logo, let that speak for itself. But when you do a logo that has so much in it, it's not speaking for itself. It's also making you look messy a little bit, it's a little messy. So it's that clients sometimes think that they know what they want, and it's not until they talk to the artist that the artist helps gear them to what it is that they want. But that goes along with what I was saying about teaching. Sometimes you have to hear the person all the way out. You can't just make like when I first saw the stuff that she was bringing me for that logo, I was like, yo, this is a lot. This is a lot. But I refuse to cut her short. That's her idea. That's what she wants. And I'm going to respect what she wants. And I'm going to listen to her. And if she asks me my opinion, I'm going to tell her right off the bat, which she did. And I did. I told her right off the cuff. I was like, yo, this is a lot for a logo, and this is a lot of ideas mixed in one. She even said, that's what she said. She goes, that's why I hired you for, you're the artist and blah, blah, blah. And I said to her right away, I said to her, if you're hiring me for that and you want me to, I said, I'll give you what you're looking for, but this is a lot. And I said it to her a few times that this is a lot. And she was just like, okay, well, make it work type of thing. But she was really cool. And then at the end, when I finally gave her the last piece of the logo, she could not stop. I don't think she didn't apologize to me, but she could not stop reiterating that, yes, if she ever comes up with something else that she wanted to do, she'll hire me. She's going to push all her friends towards me. In my mind, I was like, no, because if your friends are like you, I don't. It's true. That's what I was thinking, because her sister was also very stubborn, but her sister was more practical than she was. Her sister was more open to what I'm saying than she was, because the event, essentially the business was hers, but her sister paid a good portion of it for it to be done. I just think that, you know, as an artist, you have to give me my props somewhere. You know, like I've been doing this for a while, so I know. And not every artist are good at doing logo. I'm one of them. I am not good at doing logos, but I do it because I have a talent. God gave me a talent. I gotta use it, and I use it. And I'm, you know, I'm definitely more far ahead than somebody who doesn't know how to do it. That much I can say. So because of that, I'm okay with dubbing myself a graphic designer, or, you know, someone who could do logos for you. But it doesn't mean that I feel like I'm the best of the best, because there's people out there who are built for this. I got a good friend, Gene, and this guy does logos like it's nothing. My old business partner, Torrance, I mean, this dude is bananas. Like, you give him an idea and he'll, you know, leave him alone now. Don't bother him. But after, when things are said and done, he'll get it for you. He'll get it done for you, because he's pretty good at what he does. You know, just how it is. All right, guys. So it is. I'm sitting here talking to 6:26. Y'all know I'm getting on tonight doing my gaming thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be on here for like a few more, and then I have to get myself together. I'm from Queens, so we say together. I'm gonna get things together so that for my next joint, for me to do the gaming. The gaming, when I do this, it's easier because it's not much. I look, literally, this is what I have. I have my open scene for when what you guys are gonna see when I start.
But I don't know if you're ready for Dead
You know,
Quanto.
like right before this is I was late on no matter what I say. When it right before it hits 5 o'clock, you're gonna see this. That's just like, you know, a little infomercial jump off. Then, like around 5 o'clock, if something's wrong with some kind of technical difficulty,
But I don't know if
I swear to
you're
God,
ready
I'll test this
Quanto.
thing out in the beginning, and then it'll work fine. And then as soon as I test out one last time, something will be a problem. So then after that, you guys are gonna see this joint. Show will start soon. All right, cool, bet. That's good. If I go use the bathroom, you're gonna see this jump off. Be right back. It's dope. It's normal. If I just want to do my camera, I do this joint right here. See, you just see the camera. Hey, what's up, everybody? And then I got my other camera set up, so you see me here. Hello, everybody. Hello. And then, you know, whatever. You go back to the regular jump off, which for some reason I just messed up. Hold on. Transition. So you're supposed to see my background, but for some reason it decided to clock out. So you see, when I say technical difficulty, I swear to God, this happens to me all the time. So because I'm showing off and I'm showing you guys this ends up happening to me. Oh, let me see if I can refresh this. Nope. Nope, it's done. It's done. That was the reason why I started so late, and that's my fault for being foolish enough to think that it was gonna stick. Oh, there it is. It's back. Yeah, man. There you go. There you go. That's crazy. At least one thing you can say is I don't hide nothing from y'all. Y'all see everything right there and then. So I am gonna sign off though, but check this out. Before I sign off, for the 6 people that are here, I appreciate it big time. I am doing, at the end of the week, I'm gonna do my room tour video. That's gonna probably be my main video when you go to my page. And I have a few more things that's gonna kick this up a little bit more professionally. Y'all do know at night I game from 8 o'clock until whatever. And that's Monday through Wednesdays. But I'm also going to start doing incentives, giveaways, because I'm going to add a join button. And that join button allows you guys to, while you're here, if you decide that you want to, you can give me a little, a little boost, a little bit of bread, whatever, no requirements at all. You can come here and be with me for 7 years and never give me a dime. I don't care, right? But it helps me to promote myself on all social media, so that's good. Then also I'm gonna have the link to my stickers. Every month I do one sticker, and I'm gonna start adding it to the pot. And I'm never gonna forget who started and who bought stickers from me before, and I will then just add extra stickers from the last time when you bought stickers from me. So I have a whole bunch of ideas in the making, and again, like I said, I'm trying to promote all of my my artistic abilities, and I'm doing that because I have a studio. It's called Humble King Studio, and that's where I make my t-shirts. I do art direction for those who need it. I do logos. I do have commission cutoffs though. So right now I'm on the cutoff period. I'm not open for commissions at this time. But yeah, I just do a lot of artistic work, and that would allow me to do this full time. This would be my full-time gig. And again, I appreciate everybody who's on. So tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. And I appreciate everyone who's here. Thank you very much. I am going to sign out for now, and tomorrow I'll be back 5 o'clock.